No, we had almost 70 points at halftime. We gave up 40 in the third. Like, we can score in bunches. We can score as well as anybody in this league. But when we don't defend, that's been pretty consistent all year, and we don't sometimes rebound. We pay the price for that. We have to understand who we are and not just expect it to be easy.
Simone, a season high for you in scoring, a career high in three-pointers made. What was it that you were seeing there offensively that allowed you individually to have such a nice night?
I don't really know, to be honest. I was just trying to be aggressive as usual. The ball was going in, and guys were finding me open. So that's all.
It's been a really solid stretch here for you, offensively in particular. In your minutes, I believe it's 6 out of 7 games here where you're scoring in double figures. What is sort of unlocked for you here in the minutes that you're getting over this stretch of the last couple of weeks?
I don't know. I'm just trying to do the simple stuff. Try to be aggressive, try to bring some energy from the bench, try to do multiple stuff like playing defense, grabbing some rebounds on offense, and I think that's helping me a little bit, loosen up a little bit on offense and playing a little bit freely.
You guys stormed back in the second quarter, going to halftime with a lead, but Orlando really took over the game in the second half. What was the moment that everything started to change?
Definitely third quarter. I think they scored, 40-plus points, and that definitely hurt us, We made some tough shots, but we got to be able to bring our defense every single moment of the game, for every 48 minutes of the game, and that will really kill us.
I know you're about to hop on a flight now to Chicago, right? So you got 3 games with Chicago coming up here, another one tomorrow night. So what's the message around the locker room with you guys to try to make sure that you can, bring the energy that you had in the second quarter to the rest of the game tomorrow?
Just bounce back. We got a great opportunity tomorrow, another game, another fight, a game that we got to go get. It's important for us, and it's good that we got it tomorrow, so we can bounce back immediately.
What's the feeling in a game when there's moments you can look so good as a team, especially in the first half, and then whatever happens in the third quarter like that?
I mean, it's our Achilles heel. It sucks, honestly, that this season we've come out very flat, knowing that we come out flat in the third quarters, and we haven't changed it as a team. So as a leader, one of the leaders of the team, I take that on me, not having the team prepared and ready to come out and battle to start the second half.
3 times this season you've had double-digit leads on the Magic. The other time you had a 9-point lead. You've shown you can get up on them. What happened specifically against them that it goes the other way?
I just think we just come out super flat. We came out flat to start the game. I don't know if it's because we had to delay and them trying to fix the rim. But we come out flat, figured it out, got it going. Bench came in, changed the game when we went zone. We were able to build a lead going into half. And then we just come out flat again. I don't know if individually we got to do something different to prepare. Collectively, definitely going to make a change in just how we come out to start the second half, because these games are important. We can't keep having games where we have an opportunity to get a good win, a signature win, and we don't seize that opportunity, especially now, crunch time, coming in up the All-Star break. And this is where all the positioning and seedings and stuff start to take place if we want to do something in the playoffs and get out of the play-in. So we just got to have a better collective approach and energy coming into second halves of games.
They had 60 in the paint. What was the biggest issue in just trying to keep them out of the paint and just defend them?
I mean, they're a paint team. They're a paint-first team. That's what they do. They establish themselves in the paint. They're big. They're physical. I thought they did a good job of attacking, and then I think rebounding out of their misses. We forced a lot of misses in the paint as well, being tough, but they were able to secure, get second and third opportunities, and we just got to do a better job. It's not one person; it's a collective effort in securing the rebounds, and we've gotten better at it throughout the course, but we got to take another step.
The turnovers in part led to them taking 16 more shots. You guys have been winning the possession game lately, but did those feel like more forced or unforced
I
turnovers?
think it was, the ones that were super important were unforced. I dribbled one, just trying to go behind my back to set up my move and ball go out of bounds. I think there's a lot of unforced turnovers that got them going. especially I think we started off the half with a turnover. And we just can't have that, And if we're going to do that, we got to be a team that's going to force turnovers as well defensively. And our defensive stand wasn't there enough throughout the course of the game.
Obviously, Spo was talking about the defense and how that could lead to sort of the problems that you guys are having here. Is it sort of shocking from your point of view to see that the defense kind of falls off there in that second half in the third quarter?
I mean, I got to be better. Coach called me out about it, specifically being in the help position and in the low man area and making a stand. So I got to be better in that end as well, and come out with a better defensive approach and intensity to the game and kind of set the tone where I'm at in my positioning to help feed those guys who are battling and doing the tough things one-on-one. So I got to be better. So I take that on me and just how we come out. And I'll be better coming forward and making sure that collectively as a team we have a better approach and mindset, especially going into the second half.
Have you been through something like this before with the team where you feel like there's this collective sort of coming out flat like you keep sort of referring to? And if so, what'd you do to shake it up?
Not something where it's been a full year thing, 82 game season. You have a few games like that. But we got to figure it out. We can't just keep making excuses for it. Oh, we're a young team, or this, that, and the other. If we want to do something special, well, we can't have that. There's young teams in this league dominating, coming out with the right energy and focus and intent every single game. So it's something that we got to collectively band together and get right, or we're going to get left, and we're going to be looking back at how we could have done this, should have done this, that, and the other. So we gotta get better, and it has to start now.
Okay.
We've asked you about third quarters before. What was the issue in tonight's third quarter that kind of swung the game?
Yeah, I mean, in basically all 4 games, we've had great first halves. I just have not been able to sustain it against that team. We started out flat. It's hard to explain that. Slowed the pace down, then they were scoring, then it led to us turning the ball over. We had some really, deflating offensive possessions, but we couldn't guard. To give up a 40-point third quarter on our home floor with great opportunity and playing really well in the first half, we just paid the price for that. We missed this opportunity, great opportunity tonight.
Spo obviously came in with a hamstring strain there. Was the 7 minutes kind of easing him back into the game, or was it more like a matchup with Orlando?
No, it was just easing him back. We'll see where that goes. We're just going to go with the normal rotation what we did on the road trip. We'll just see where it goes.
There was a point you pulled Norm in the first half. He looked a little bit disappointed. Because of the back and because of sort of the stress maybe on him with Tyler out, are you trying to measure his minutes or sort of not force
that was for foul trouble. He had 2 fouls. I understood. He's a competitor. He didn't want to come out. I didn't want him to get his 3rd foul. If it would have ended up with a final offensive possession, I would have put him back in there.
But are there concerns about the onus on him without Tyler there, that he sort of has to be the guy to keep you afloat so often?
No, we had almost 70 points at halftime. We gave up 40 in the third. Like, we can score in bunches. We can score as well as anybody in this league. But when we don't defend, that's been pretty consistent all year, and we don't sometimes rebound. We pay the price for that. We have to understand who we are and not just expect it to be easy, for our offense.
You closed the gap on paint points a little bit once they kind of went into prevent mode late, but other than the run-out turnovers that they were getting, was there anything you could describe to the difference in paint advantage that they had?
We struggled to defend them, so that stacks up, their paint points. And then they did a good job, leveling off our drives. And then we got out of sync, out of rhythm when a lot of those drives turned into turnovers, deflating plays, and it kind of compounds against itself, and then you start to press a little bit. But again, if we, defend, then you don't feel that kind of pressure to have to score, and have everything look aesthetically great in the half court. Anytime we were making runs in the first half, a lot of that was off of defensive momentum, and then we're ignitable offensively. There's no doubt about it. We can put points on the board in a hurry, but we're inconsistent defensively, recently. Thank you.